The Big Blue, an underwater wonderland. The Great Barrier Reef covers an area larger than Britain, a massive, multicoloured jewel off Australia's eastern seaboard. 1,500 species of fish live here. Some of the coral structures date back up to 20 million years. Environmentalists fear in just 20 years, the reef could be all but dead.
I'm convinced the Great Barrier Reef is dying. I've been convinced for many years. I've been back to some of my favourite spots that I filmed originally many years ago to capture the new material on high definition, and found wastelands out there.
Scientists say more than half the coral has been destroyed in the last 30 years. Reef that was once blooming is now grey and barren. An aggressive starfish called the crown of thorns has killed much of it. The starfish have flourished because of fertilizers seeping into the ocean from farm runoff. Tropical storms are also to blame. Rising sea temperatures are damaging, and increased carbon in the atmosphere has made the water too acidic. And there's also another threat: coal. Queensland is Australia's biggest coal-producing state. All along the coast, ports are being expanded to handle the massive demand for Australia's minerals.
Each one of these wagons contains around 80 tons of coal. We haven't got long enough to wait for the whole train to pass, but they're rolling down these tracks 24/7, 365 days a year. Every day, Australia exports around 1 million tons of coal, and a good portion of that heads out through the Great Barrier Reef.
There are coal ships queuing up as far as the eye can see. Environmentalists say dredging shipping lanes so bigger boats can pass through is also damaging the reef. But the coal industry says it's here to stay.
While the rest of the world, particularly Asia, demands our coal or our gas, we will supply it. And if we don't, one of the other 100 countries in the world that produce coal will supply the coal.
The Great Barrier Reef is one of Australia's most precious treasures. It brings in more than $6 billion a year in tourism. But coal exports account for $40 billion a year. The challenge is whether the two can exist side by side. John Donnison, BBC News, on the Queensland coast.